Hey, how's it going, folks? Lepidoptera here again, and I'm here with Bird. Speak, Bird. Thank you. So, yeah, here with a machining deck, actually. I was gonna do Maelstrom, like, pre-GBT 13? Is it 13? I think it's 13? Oh, pre-Ultimate Stride Maelstrom, but, I don't know. I figured Mega Colony was long overdue on this channel, so... Yeah, machining, man. This deck has gotten the short end of the stick the past couple years. I'm pretty sure ever since Destroyer came out, they've been a little afraid to give them anything worth any value. And I get their fear. I don't think it's warranted anymore. Destroyer definitely is not anywhere near as good as he used to be. Also, don't mind the different colored sleeves. I share an extra deck. I share the majority of an extra deck with my three MC decks, just because I don't see the point in rebuying all this stuff again. So yeah. So anyway, this deck it's all right. You know, it keeps up the pressure. The Destroyer turns are pretty much all you're going to be doing. If you're going for Ob Tyrannus or anything else, something very wrong is happening, and the deck falls apart because of that. But not to say it's terrible. It's just probably one of the most frustrating things to play with and against. So let's jump into it. Your starting Vanguard is still going to be Machining Little B. He is your only real decent machining starter. The only thing other than that being Worker Ants, which I've debated on running Worker Ant and trying to use combos with him where Worker Ant is a grade 0 that has no Forerunner ability. It's just whenever it's called, you stand a unit. So you can rotate it in and out of the soul, because whenever you use your call from soul plays and you ride, like, you know, Stag Beetle and whatnot, you can call out Worker Ants and call another unit. Really, in a perfect world, even with Little B, only one of them is going to stand. So whenever Worker Ant comes out, he restands the other card. You can suck back up Worker Ant and then use something else. And it's something that I've debated on, and I'm really just waiting to see what comes out in Awakening Zoo to see if anything good comes out. If something doesn't come out that's worth it, then I'll probably try to switch this out for something else. It also depends on what kind of support we have in general, because something really good could come out and this could have 10 times more value, but you never know. But yeah, you know, you throw him into the soul, you stand arrested machining units, that card gains 3k, blah blah blah. You know, he does his job. For grade 3s, we have 4 machining Stag Beetle. Got the OG ones and some of the new ones. I like this art a lot better. I just too lazy to look for any more of them. So on Ride, you call 2 machining units from the soul. He gains their combined power, not that it matters. The only time you're ever going to have that come in handy is if you do this on your first... If you're the first one to hit grade 3, then you can have a really decent push with your grade 3 and hit for some pretty stupid numbers. But yeah, he keeps up most of your plays. You actually want to avoid using him as Stride Fodder, which is why I actually run 4 Dorcas. Because having to stride with this, I feel like, is more of a detriment than anything else. And then alongside him, we run 4 Machining Scorpion Mark II. And this is your Legion. A lot of people, your secondary grade 3, it can be left up to really what your personal preference is. I've seen people run Hercules, which is a limit breaker. I don't really particularly like Hercules, but I feel like if anything, he's just a decent limit breaker for the times that you're getting, like, damage denied or not damage denied, I'm sorry. The time you're being denied your ability to stride with any reason, being stalled, you know, anything like that. I just don't feel like he's that amazing. You could also run Warsickle, which is that old, if he does hits, nothing happens, but if he doesn't hit, Paralyze the Vanguard. Again, I don't like abilities that force me to stay out of striding, so I don't know. I like him a lot better. I feel like he can refill your field whenever you need him to. If games are starting to be prolonged a little bit and you're running out of deck, which can happen, he helps out a lot with that. He also can gain huge numbers as well. If you don't know what he does, his Legion ability is to Counterblast 1, discard a copy of himself or his Legion mate. You can call 2 units from your soul at rest. He gains their combined power. Also, once per turn, you can you can take a machining unit. I say eat. You can take a machining unit from your rear guard, throw it into the soul, and paralyze something. So you can basically get rid of one of your rested units. He's really decent. I like him a lot. And I feel like he does put in a lot more work than the other options that we have available to us right now. But, who knows? I think whenever something better comes out, I'll most likely get rid of this and keep Stag Beetle, but who knows? Praying for that machining grade 3 Strider, you know? For grade 2s, we have 4 Machining Mosquito Mark II. This is your best one, pretty much your best grade 2 in the deck. The only really good like really solid, decent part of this deck minus Destroyer. He's an 11k attacker if all your opponent's units are at rest. He also gains the ability that when he hits, you can paralyze a unit and then restand one of your machining units. Comboing two of these and letting them just kind of like rotate off each other is a really cool thing you can do. Unfortunately, the minute one of these hits the board, your opponent's going to do everything in their power to get rid of it. So it kind of sucks that it happens, but hey, you know, whatever. It's the part of playing the deck. We then have what should be 4 Red Soldier. I completely forgot that I got lazy and didn't get 2 more. So 2 Red Soldier, 2 Machining Mantis. Red Soldier is a basic 12k attacker. This guy is 12k on call. The reason why I ran this originally was because you can call him out repeatedly and he'll gain the 2k, but you can also have him gain 2k on the Vanguard, which is really helpful. Honestly, just run 2 more Red Soldier. This is just me being lazy. For your last grade 3, we run 3 Armor Beetle. Okay, so Armor Beetle is, again, up to your personal preference, because there are 2 solid options for this deck, and one's Papillon and one is Armor Beetle. So Papillon is the on-call paralyzed, but it's an 8k. This guy is on-call paralyzed at the cost of sucking up one of your machining units. I like to use him more often than not, because that second soul call that comes out usually is only going to be there for Destroyer turns. So it's going to be there to fill the, the requirement for Destroyer. So what I like to do is call this, suck up that one card that's not going to be standing, and then it's there for next time. And it also kind of keeps your resources safe from retirements and any other hazards in the game. So I have gotten kind of used to running this guy. Again, really it's up to your personal preference. If you want to run Papillon and have something you can call out repeatedly and keep paralyzing, that's fine. Really, that's just up to you. But I prefer Armor Beetle, just because I think he's a safer option. It's also 9k, so you don't have to worry if you have to ride him. You're not fucked out of 1,000, which becomes a lot more annoying than you'd think. For grade 1s, we have 3 Black Soldier, which is just your generic 10k attacker. Anything to make a decently threatening column out of as little as possible. I just prefer to have a grade 1 that can, be a little aggressive. 3 Caucasus. On a successful boost, paralyze a unit. Paralyzing, really that's all it's meant to do. Meant to have some on-hit pressure. We then have 4 Dorcas. I mentioned this beforehand. I've gotten criticized for this choice before, and just because people are like, oh, well, it'll plug up your damage, and then, you'll have, it's not a machining unit. Yeah, that's true, but I would rather I'd rather risk that than have to even entertain the idea of discarding another Stag Beetle for Stride Fodder. You do have Scorpion, but that's only 4 cards out of your deck. I'd rather have 4 more in there that are viable targets. So that's just my personal preference. Again, if you want to run something else, I completely understand. I understand both sides of the table there, so that's up to you. But yeah, in my personal opinion, I like 4 Dorcas in this build. And to wrap things up, we have 4... I almost said... What the fuck is he? He's a Perfect Guard. Unflipping Perfect Guard. Fernando, shut the fuck up. God. 4 Unflipping Perfect Guards, because, damage. For triggers, we have 8 crits. Go away. 8 crits. 4 of them are going to be your Firefly. Firefly is just on call, counter +1. I'll make sure I get the cost right there. Rarely use them. Please regard. Yeah, so stand a rear guard of yours and paralyze a rear guard of your opponent's. So I don't really like to use him a ton. I don't really like the idea of calling triggers for abilities, but hey, he's there. 4 draw and 4 heal. So I've seen people go 12 crit with this deck. Certainly you can try that out. I haven't myself. I like the draws because when your resources are getting killed and you don't have the ability to go for a Destroyer, this can kind of help. So, I don't know, I like to have more resources on my hand. I'd even entertain the idea of going for 6 crit, 6 draw, just for that. But, I don't know. That is, again, that's really up to you. And this is a very flexible thing as well. Because, you hear me say that a lot. Well, it's up to you if you want to do this and that. And really, that's kind of what it is. This deck is so flippy-floppy. it gets to the same, it gets from point A to point B the same way no matter which way you run it. The problem is that how do you want to get there and how do you want to approach people trying to ruin that? And I like to hoard resources and protect them. You can go with this like completely reckless, like 12 crit, just like I'm gonna stun you and whoop your ass at the same time kind of thing. And I haven't tried it out myself, so I can't say if it's good or bad or not. But personally, I'd rather just hoard my resources. But for strides, we have 4 Machining Destroyer. Boy, this brings back memories. Yeah, God, I can't believe it's been so many years now. Oh, it was like, what, 2 years? 2.5 so amount of years since this came out, and man, it's been awesome having this card for so many years, but man, he needs a bit of an update. If you have 4 or more machining units, you can counterblast 1, paralyze a unit, counterblast 1, paralyze a rear guard. Then if you have 4 or more machining rear guards in the field, paralyze the vanguard. I love that. I love that you can keep up the pressure and repeatedly just keep paralyzing the vanguard. Big problem is that man, it's not hard to get out of that anymore, and it's even harder to keep those 4 cards in the field, it seems. So, yeah, and then rest of your stride deck is going to be 1 Obturandus, pretty much a staple in every Mega Colony deck, 1 Staggle Dipper for aggressive turns, 1 Paraspear for the I cannot do anything else, but I have a few, but they have rear guards in the field turns. I've been going with 3 Stun Beetle recently. One of them really turns into a Staggle Dipper flip. This is again just to punish people for This is to punish people that are not that just don't pay attention or don't read or that overguard for whatever reason. This guy's days are really numbered. It's like as soon as this new set comes out, we're never gonna see him again. And yeah, it's sad. I love his art, but unfortunately, I just don't think we're gonna see him anymore. 1 Tyrantus. That's our GV8s. For G-Guards, we have 2 Scarab Gas. He's just pretty generic and easy to get off. 1 Relish Lady for the flips. 1 Grice Fort, because God, this card can fuck up plays. And 1 Screw, because none of these G-Guards gains any amount of decent power, so gotta have that. But that is the deck. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. God, I'm not sure what to do next as far as videos go. I've been kind of just rolling with whatever pops up, really. I was going to do a Fenrir deck, but I don't really know. I'm not really... I figured a machining deck would be a lot better for right now. You know, get a Mega Colony deck out there. You never know. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to comment, rate, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.